There's one other fundamental thing you do before you actually sign any contract of sale form to sell, and that is... So Bryce, if people are worried about household cash flows, what should they do?
First of all, they should be surrounding themselves with people who have actually been here and done that before, people who have seen stuff like this before. So we get that there's real pressures in households, so we're not belittling that. But the idea is you might be in a position where you can buy yourself some time, and that only comes from having visibility around your numbers. So I think surround yourself with people who've been here before, but take on advice.
Yeah, seller's regret is real. You don't want to be looking back in a decade's time and go, we sold that property. We could have got through that okay, but once we sold it, it's gone, right? And you've got all of those selling costs and all of those acquisition costs, plus the tax you might have to pay. So back to your point, just get someone's professional opinion on what you should be doing, or do your financials, do your numbers, so you know that what is my cash flow position. And of course, you know, we say do it on the More platform because that's where you're going to get the money stretch, you know, sort of tool to allow you to work out exactly how much cash you're going to have available.
Yeah, we're speaking to two groups, aren't we? We're speaking to our audience on our podcast by saying this too shall pass. Please take advice from anyone who's experienced and who knows how to get you to the top of the mountain, not just someone who's got an opinion. And then, of course, our own client base, because we are serving a whole range of people. We want them to come and see us. So at the very least, we can remove the emotion, bring it back to a logical space and go, this is actually what the numbers look like. What does that look like for you? Can we buy that extra time? And just kind of remind them what the outcome is here. What's the dream outcome? It's to actually retire on a passive income where they're holding 2 or 3 of these properties combined with their super. They've got a really good lifestyle. So we do not want to forsake that future goal for a little bit of comfort now when people are feeling discomfort.
We get the churn, don't we? Like, you know, we understand it, your head on the pillow, it's keeping you up a little bit at night, but that's because you haven't made the invisible visible. If you can then do your analysis and look at your essential and discretionary spending, look at exactly how much your buffers will buy you in time, because this is a time conversation. We're talking about this too shall pass, interest rates will come off, the brakes will be released, and so that will make money cheaper, that will take the pressure off in terms of the repayments. So for that little bit of churn, just get some advice around that. And if it's still there and it doesn't look likely, well, obviously, again, don't just go straight to, I've got to sell a property. What about a second job? What about getting some other income? What assets have you got floating around the house that you don't use anymore? Start selling some of those things off as part of that. Like, there's one other fundamental thing you do before you actually sign any contract of sale form to sell, and that is speak to your bank. Like, the banks of today are different than the banks of yesteryear, where, you know, like foreclosures and mortgage in possession sales, they will do whatever they can. They'll put you on a payment plan. They'll basically put you on a, you know, repayment holiday. So if you can even buy 6 months through a repayment holiday, I tell you, the opportunity cost is significant. So exhaust all avenues, like whatever you can do, Bryce. Don't sell a property.
Well, ideally, right. And in some cases, even if you are thinking of selling a property and you've got a couple to choose from, we've got to make sure you sell the right one.
Yes. Right.
So clearly we're of the view that you don't sell, but sometimes people are making those emotional decisions that we'd like them to avoid. So definitely get advice. Definitely surround yourself with people who have been here before. And thirdly, just get super clear on if it is actually a problem. Is it something that's rattling around in your head? But once the numbers see the cold light of day, is it actually a problem? Because I've had a number of conversations with people who are wrestling with the monster under the bed, but once they realise what actually is in front of them, they're like, it doesn't feel so scary after all.
Opportunity cost. They will regret it. They will regret it.